Hello?
Coach Salo was just talking about the frustration of having kind of the miscommunications and some of the mistakes back there. How much do you step forward and talk to some of the guys and try to get everybody on the same page?
Well, you try to get them on the same page, but there's only so much you can say. There's self-accountability. There's, knowing your assignment and doing your job. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to at that point in time. It's just doing your job.
Well, what's a big? Go ahead.
I realize, through the years, sometimes you're not targeted much. I feel like I'm not targeted ever this season. Have you been through a year like this so far?
Not that I can remember, honestly. It's been a long time since it's been nothing. I think in 13 or 14, I think I was the lowest targeted in the league, but I still was more than this. I'm sure one of these days it'll change, but all you can do is keep playing your game and doing your job.
Is that disappointing to you because that teams feel and teams have had success going to the other side?
It's not really disappointing. You just got to do your job. Sure, I'd like the opportunity to get my hands on the ball and compete, but it's part of playing team sport. Everybody got to do their jobs, and everybody got to be on it, and that's all I can do is do my job and do my part and make sure that I'm locked in and I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I guess I'm mostly asking, is it disappointing to you that you haven't gotten better play on the other side that makes teams want to at least give you a shot over there?
Well, I mean, that's guys are playing as hard as they can. I got the mistakes that have happened. Have gotten corrected by the coaches in meetings and things like that. But I'm sure one of these days it'll turn around. This is football. It doesn't. Very few trends stay the course. So I'm sure Jared or next week we play Arizona. This week we play Jared. Somebody's gonna take their shots.
What kind of improvements have you seen in Goff from when he was a rookie?
Say that one more time.
What kind of improvements have you seen in Goff from when he was a rookie?
Well, he's just more confident. He seems to believe in their offense. Obviously, Sean's scheme is very intricate, but in detail. But he has a great grasp and understanding of it. He has a ton of playmakers, and they've only surrounded him with more. He seems to have a great rapport with Sean, and their relationship has thrived. Their offense has thrived. He's protected well. A lot has changed since his rookie year.
Well, what's the biggest difference between a veteran defense that has all the communication aspects down? Is it a lot of nonverbal stuff? Is it just more chemistry?
No, it's just guys doing their job. It's just guys playing sound. It's not wondering who's going to bust this week or who's going to make a mistake. It's knowing that guys are going to play, at the bare minimum, going to do their job. And, a lot of times in this defense, that's good enough. It's not always the spectacular play. It's not always the, oh, man, he jumped this route or he beat this guy. It's just being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there and doing that for 60, 70, 80 plays.
Patrick, what have you seen from Fred Warner as he's progressed this rookie season as we inch closer to that halfway mark?
Just poised, and he's dedicated. He's a hard worker. He's been incredibly poised in every situation. There's a lot that goes into wearing a green sticker and calling the plays. And, sometimes the mic gets cut off in the middle of a play call and he has to, improvise. Or sometimes the offense hurries to the line and he has to call a play. All 10 guys are looking at him. So he's done a phenomenal job, though. He stayed locked in. He stayed poised in those situations. And you got to tip your cap to him.
Seemed like you guys were able to get a little better pass rush up front at times Monday night. How important is that moving forward for you guys in the secondary for the line to get pressure? How much easier does that make you guys' job?
Well, rush and coverage work together, since forever. They get pressure, we cover guys. It works hand in hand. We cover guys up, they can get pressure. But they did a great job Monday night, and we look forward to that continuing. Ronnie Blair and Sheldon had great games. Obviously, Defoe and Eric have done what they've always done. Cassius has been a menace. And we've brought some pressure with linebackers and DBs. So it's been fun to see them mix it up.
Could some of the communication issues be attributed to a rookie wearing the green dot and making mistakes sometimes?
No, not these. Not the ones that's happening. It's a great question. It's not on him.
Couple more. Are you more open to, or what's your philosophy on shadowing a hot receiver?
I really don't. I really don't care either way. If that's what they ask me to do, that's what I'll do. I think about it more in terms of like pass rushers and O linemen. I've never seen a great left tackle. Your right tackle's getting killed. You've never seen a great left tackle say, I'm going to go over to the right because Von Miller's killing our right tackle. It just doesn't happen, because you have to have stability. You have to know at least one side's going to be stable. You switch him to the right side, then Von switches to the other side. It's just one of those things that I think doesn't really help your defense as much as people think it does. It's more for entertainment, in terms of this defense and this scheme and how we play it. It's better to just stay put and do your job.
Has there been a right cornerback in your career that you played with who initially got picked on and I guess responded in a great way, really improved or whatever it is? Does anyone come to mind?
Last year, Shaq, they came at him early. Obviously, we had A-Rod first game, and I want to say he was targeted like 7 or 8 times, but he stood up just about every time, and throughout the season, he had his fair share of targets. When early on in my career, Brandon Browner, people give him these opportunities, but he stood up. I think he had 6 picks our first year, and most guys, it's happened a lot in our career, but a lot of guys, you have your ups and downs, just like any other game.
Richard, it's this week is the 50-year anniversary of Tommy Smith and John Carlos.
Uh-huh.
I just wondered, what do they mean to you? And then also, how did your parents teach you about that protest?
Honestly, my parents never brought it up much. Honestly, in Watts, and obviously they were in the Bay. But you running track, you can't run track and not hear that story and hear about those guys and how they stood up and how they fought for everyone. And I had a ton of respect for that because not everybody would have done that. Not everybody would have sacrificed, all the glory, all the hard work, all the dedication and perseverance to stand for something. And I think it's very, very, symbolic. Obviously the times we're living in, the place we are, with Cap and his situation and what he's going through. You stand for something or you fall for anything, and those guys stood for something.
All right.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.